My family. In prayer this morning, I was in Proverbs, right? And sometimes when I get in prayer, I pray, then I read, and then some of the stuff I read, if the Lord shares some stuff with me, I go into prayer. And so I was in Proverbs 18. I came to verse 22, and I got emotional. I don't know why, but it's like I felt the Lord's heart at verse 22. So I'm gonna read it. Verse 22 says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." This is touchy for men and women. It's touchy because we have been fed the lie that we don't need to get married. We've been fed the lie that marriage is just a piece of paper. Husband and wife to get it's a certificate. It's just a piece of paper, and that's how you know it's a lie. Because the Bible says that he who finds a wife, in order to be considered a wife, you have to go before the Lord and come into covenant. That's a covenant. Husband and wife is a covenant. And so you can tell that the enemy, we have an enemy, be aware. The enemy tries to get you to go against the things of God. Okay. That's the enemy. The Bible says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. And so as I was in prayer, I read it and I got emotional, right? And so I started thinking about all these different things. And so in the next chapter 19, verse 14 says, "Houses and riches are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord." And so let's just go back to 1822. Most men, there's some Christian men, you living with a woman that is your wife, but it's not your wife. Let me explain. This woman that you're living with, you got babies by, and y'all living together, y'all got a house and all this stuff, but you have not got into a covenant with her before God. She's not your wife. She's still a girlfriend, but y'all living together. Y'all been living together. Y'all just start. So why is she not your wife? And why, men of God, why are you even in this situation? You professing God, but you living with a woman that has a baby by you or babies, and she's not your wife. You haven't made her your wife. When clearly the Bible says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." You notice that you can be shacking up, right? They call it shacking up, old folks. You could be shacking up. Y'all got a whole family, and there's just so much strife and contention. There's so much stuff that goes on. It's because you're not walking in the favor of God. You're operating in the agenda of the devil, right? And so the emotion I felt from God was, God is not pleased because the women that are living like this are his daughters, and they're settling, and they're being this is what I was getting, right? This is what I was getting is, you're living with a woman, right? Men of God, unbeliever, you're living with a woman that's not your wife, and you have children. What you're doing, you're telling her by your actions that I'm getting everything out of you, but not giving you anything in return. Now you can say, you can dispute that. You can say, "Oh, we doing this and we doing that, and she don't want to get married." That's a lie. She want to get married. She wouldn't be there with you, and she wouldn't be having your kids, and y'all wouldn't be living life if she didn't deep down inside want to be married. She's just going along because your actions are showing that you don't want to marry her. Now I know there's some women that don't want to be married and it's a piece of paper, but that's because that you've fallen into that lie. But if a man shows his intentions and tells that woman that he's in love with and that he's been with, that he wants to be married, I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times that woman's going to be married. There may be one that's just like, but if that one, a lot of times that one don't want to be married, she probably don't want to have no kids neither. She's career driven. She has a lot of other stuff going on. She just want to hit it and quit. She want to mingle. She want to be single and mingle. So she's probably not even in the house with you. So 10 out of 10 times, that woman that's in the house, that's living with you, that's cohabitating with you, that has your babies, that y'all splitting bills, and you haven't married her, she wants to be married. Listen, 1914, "But a prudent wife is from the Lord." What's prudent? Prudent is this: to act with careful, wise judgment and foresight, especially in practical matters. It involves being cautious, avoiding unnecessary risk, and planning for the future. Forward thinking, cautious and restrained, thrifty. Men, you are living with a prudent woman, but you have not made her your wife, and you are in error. You're in error, and God is, he does not, these are his daughters, man. Listen, I'm training my daughter. You're not going to cohabitate. You're not finna fall for the trap of the enemy, because you've seen your mother and your father live, give their life to Christ, and be in marriage and show affection and do the agenda of God. And so the Lord is not pleased because these are his daughters. I'm trying to tell you, listen, he's not happy. These are his daughters. The plan is to be married. He created Eve from Adam as a wife, not a girlfriend, as a wife. That was his wife. There was no dating period. There was no. That was, he created her as a helpmate, his wife. Men, you are living with a woman, a prudent woman that God said that is from him, and you don't even know it because you're not even paying attention to her. You just living how you living. Y'all got kids, y'all doing y'all thing, and you're not even paying attention. That's why you don't have any favor from God. Let's do better, man. Marry that woman. Now there can be a lot of circumstances that we're not good for each other and all that. So why are you still together then if you're not good for each other? Why are you still together? Why are you still handcuffed to each other? If you're not good for each other, then you could be holding back that person from their husband or their wife. I'm talking to both now. You could be holding back somebody's spouse. Let them go. If they're not good for you, let them go. Most of the time, man, you found your person. You found your person, man. Why are you showing that you're not respecting your person? All right, I'm going. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Don't lose your favor.